All right, good morning. Welcome to the Marshall County Board of Supervisors regular session Wednesday, August 30th here in the grand meeting room here, back in the courthouse again.
Yay.
Great to be back, of course. Like always, thank you for being here. Notice to the public, Board of Supervisors welcomes comments from the public during the time allowed for discussion. You're requested to approach the podium right over here. The microphone is there as well. State your name, address, and record. For the record, and limit the time used to present your remarks in order that others may be given the opportunity to speak. The normal process on any agenda item is for the chair to read the item from the agenda. The board is given the opportunity to comment on the issue and or place a motion on the floor. And then an opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate and a roll call vote will follow. We'll start with roll call, please.
Heil,
Present.
Salasek.
Yes.
Hibbs.
Present.
And please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I would make a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
Second.
We have the motion and the second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Heil,
Yes.
Salasek.
Yes.
Hibbs.
Yes.
Number 5, Service Awards for August 2023. Jeremiah Mankin, 15 years Operations Supervisors in the Conservation Department, and it seems like he is the guy that just does everything out there. So congratulations to the 15 years for him. I don't see him here. Is he on Zoom by any chance? I would guess not. Emily, is there any remarks you want to have for Jeremiah, or do you got it covered from us, or what would you like to do?
He is our
Microphone, please. Everybody out on Zoom and YouTube wants to hear every important comment that goes on here in this meeting.
Emily Herring, Marshall County Conservation Director. Jeremiah is our go-to guy. He is out and does a lot of things. He probably works way too much, and I think everybody sees him out in our parks, and he's just a really important part of our team, and we're very lucky to have him. So,
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Any other further remarks from board? Jeremiah's great. He does great work. So, on to number 6, consent agenda. Approve regular session minutes, August 2nd, 2023. 6B, approve claims as audited. Approve claims audited and authorize auditor and recorder to issue payment of the same. The listing of the claims paid at this meeting and all claims paid in the current month will be published as part of the first meeting of the following month. 6C, file clerk of district court report dated July 2023. 6D, file manure management plan, Jacob Stalzer, MMP 58019, short form signed with changes. And then personnel changes, 6E, Marshall County secondary roads status change, BOP3 to AOP3, approved status change, Todd Borton, BOP3 to AOP3, effective September 2nd, 2023. As well as Marshall County secondary roads status change. This is approved status change. Chris Donaldson from TD3 to BOP3 effective September 2nd, 2023. Additionally, County Attorney approve new hire Assistant County Attorney Dakota Kenninger. Pay $73,500 annually on or after September 5th, 2023. And more personal actions here with approving the September 12, 2023 for the Marshalltown City special election. This is hire precinct election officials, election rate of pay $10 an hour effective September 12, 2023. Only all polling locations. Hire precinct election official chairs, elections rate of pay $12 an hour effective September 11th through September 12th, 2023, and hire election special precinct board, up to 6 people, elections rate of pay $10 per hour, effective September 11th through September 19th, 2023. 6F, approve 2022 property tax rates payable for 23-24, and that is the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
We have the motion and the second. All these hires are within budget. There was a domino effect of some retires and shifting around the secondary roads. The new county attorney assistant, and I was going to say that the rate of pays for the elections is partial work, partial service, it sounds like, with the rate of pay that we have, but that's part of the process we've had and had budgeted for quite some time.
It is. We increased that a year ago, last year, went from 9 and 11 to 10 and 12. So we always say it's a volunteer job with some fun money. So you're exactly right. It is volunteer as well.
Well, we thank those that do that job. And any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Heil,
Yes.
Solosek.
Yes.
Hibbs.
Yes.
Number 7, adopt resolution 2023-42, approving appointment of Dakota Kenninger to the position of Assistant County Attorney in the Office of the County Attorney. This resolution shall be in effect after approval and signature of the board chairman as required by law. Was there anything to share on this, Attorney Gaffney?
Good morning, Jordan Gaffney, County Attorney. Dakota's a fantastic new hire for us. She's a recent law school grad. She's done the prosecuting internship in Polk County. She's done a couple felony trials already. Very impressive resume, very impressive references, and we're excited to have her.
Excellent. Awesome. Thank you very much, Jordan. Any further discussion before we move forward? All right. Entertain motions, please.
Mr. Chair, I would make a motion to adopt Resolution 2023-0042, approving appointment of Dakota Kenninger for the position of Assistant County Attorney in the Office of the County Attorney, effective September 5, 2023.
I'll second that motion.
All right. We have the motion and the second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Heil,
Yes.
Solosek.
Yes.
Hibbs.
Yes.
All right. Number 8, adopt resolution 2023-43, Region 6 Housing Trust Fund, Marshall County cash contribution. Carol, I know you've been working some on this. Is there anything you want to share on that?
Well, I'll ask Marty Wymore, Director of Region 6, to come up and talk about the request and a little bit about the history, please, Marty.
Sure. Yeah, it's nice to be back here and present in the courthouse, you know.
Yes, it is.
Pretty nice new digs here.
Thank
so.
you.
So the general goals of the Region 6 Housing Trust Fund are to preserve the existing affordable housing stock within the region. So we serve Hardin, Marshall, Poweshiek, and Tama counties, and also to preserve some of the lower income tax base for the housing stock. We also are involved in several deals to develop new affordable housing opportunities for low-income households. And as kind of a secondary goal is to improve the appearance of some of the low-income housing around different communities. We all see homes in different neighborhoods that need to be improved, or different communities that need to be improved. So we're in the position to access state funds to help with this activity. So the state sets aside funding, but we have to secure local match in order to secure that money. So we can, the board has long decided from the Housing Trust Fund Board to basically share these funds on a per capita basis amongst each county. So the share for the upcoming application, which would be for calendar year 24, would be roughly $179,000 of funding for Marshall County, but we have to secure $41,000 of local match. The amount of money in the statewide pool has been increasing a little bit, just because when you talk to communities around the region, housing is one of the #1 priorities, as well as labor force issues. That's what we hear when we visit with city councils and people around the region. So Over the last few years, the trust fund has expended from 2015 through 2022, $1 million and $1,031,201 that's been expended here in Marshall County. We had some special awards on top of that for the tornado back in 2018. We had an additional award of $200,000 from the state, but that was a special award that's not included in these figures, so we're over 1.2 million in the last 7 years here for Marshall County. All the recipients of the housing funding have to be low-income households, or I guess on the rental projects that we've been doing, have to have some sort of long-term compliance for low-income households. We've been involved in new construction projects for affordable housing. They're east of Wolf Clinic, the building that's going up has a little bit of money. The one on State Street over there, the 4-story building, had some funding on it. The old Iowa Wholesale building had some rental housing funding on it, as well as Tall Corn Towers. The primary activity, though, that we do is owner-occupied improvements for houses around the county. So the primary things we focus on are stabilizing the home with the roof repairs and siding and window repairs. We don't do anything generally inside the house unless it's, I guess, some sort of critical issue. Sometimes we do handicap accessibility ramps, and sometimes some improvements within the home to make sure that people can get in and out of bathrooms and things like that. So it's state money to use, and it's fairly flexible, so that's, I guess, a good thing for the households around Marshall County. So at this time, I guess I've presented to all 4 county supervisor groups around the region. I guess Tama and Poweshiek have both supported the resolution. Hardin County, Monday of this week, tabled the resolution for a couple weeks, and I'm here before you today. So we have an application that's due to the Iowa Finance Authority on October 1st for this funding. So we need to kind of conclude our local match issues here by middle of September. Historically, Marshall County has been a great partner with us to allow this activity to go on. This program has been around since 2009, so we've been at this for 14, 15 years. So we request your support here today, and I can answer any questions you may have. So
Marshalltown is continuing to support this project.
Well, last year we had presented to the board, and the board chose not to participate. So for the 23 application, the city of Marshalltown provided the local match for that. So it was $30,000 range, 30 to 40,000. The amount of money in this fund increases, and so that's why it's up to this 41,000 figure.
So the city of Marshalltown, do they have some involvement? I think was the question.
So I guess the city of Marshalltown, yeah, provided the match for it in 23 with the expectation that our projects would be limited to
Just
Marshalltown
Marshalltown.
in 23.
Can you talk about that, a little bit about the history of work done outside the city of Marshalltown?
Yeah, I know we've done projects and, you know, again, all the towns around here. And I can visually remember projects in St. Anthony and Ferguson and
Yeah.
State Center. I'm sure we've done projects in other towns as well, so. Anybody within the county, I guess, can apply for this funding. It's to be an owner-occupied household, need to have insurance on the property, and need to be income qualified. We don't assist any contract home buyers with the work.
So this request is for 41,345 from us.
Right.
And last year, the request was 30,000 something?
It was 30 to 40,000. I don't have that specific number before me.
Then the year prior, did the county participate the year prior?
All the years prior.
All the years prior to that? And do you know 2 years ago what roughly that was?
It was probably in the 27 to 30,000 range.
Okay.
Seems like it was roughly in that number.
Okay.
Nan, can you talk a little bit about where in the budget the funding previously had come from? Was it line itemed out, or was it within,
It's in that, and I don't know exactly, but it's in that, what I'm gonna call Department 99, which is funding you kind of provide to the libraries in that area.
is it within the economic development, scope
We-
of the
I'm
economic
thinking
development
that we
funding?
could utilize the economic development funding. If Maria would prefer it on a different line item, we could do a budget amendment in February, getting that moved to the proper spot. But yeah, it's something that we have been doing for a long time, and last year it just,
We didn't participate last year,
No.
am I
Right.
remembering correctly? Yeah.
And if I'm understanding this right, this is for a commitment that we'll be putting into the budget that we're working on in January, February? Or
no, this is in this
This
year's
year's.
budget.
Well, actually, it would be the 24-25 budget.
Oh, it's for next year.
Yeah, this is definitely.
Okay.
That's much easier.
Oh,
But so you don't really have a budget commitment this year for the.
So that's what was declined, was
Right.
the one for
this
June
year.
of '24 was declined.
Oh, yeah.
22,
For
23.
FY 23,
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just need to, upon approval, we'll just need to make notes that we're penciling this in our budget to
Yeah.
build
Well,
it.
yeah,
I
both.
guess in my thinking, this does fall under our economic development initiatives or plans that we
Yeah.
want to improve and increase housing in the county, so.
That would make sense.
And really has been a long time thing that we've done.
Yeah, it's, yeah. We've have a history of supporting it, so I would make a motion that we adopt Resolution 2023-0043, Region 6 Housing Trust Fund, Marshall County Cash Contribution in the amount of $41,345 for fiscal year 24-25.
I'll second.
We have the motion and the second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Pyle,
Yes.
Solosik.
Yes.
Hibbs.
Yes,
Awesome.
thank you, Marty.
Okay, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. All right, number 9, discussion and action on designation of primary representative for the CICS County Supervisor Regional Advisory Committee. And the thing on this is the CICS region, due to the governor's regionalization or reorganizing of government that proposal that was done this last legislative session, changed the governing board of the CICS, and that I was a representative, the supervisor representative on that from Marshall County. Now I think it's just 4 supervisors within our region are on that governing board. I did not make the cut, so that's what's creating this new advisory committee that we at least have a board member from each county on that advisory, and basically that role of that is to just stay in tune to all the meetings. I kind of look at it as kind of the sitting on the bench to be prepared to hop in if someone from the governing board leaves. That it's a key thing to have your people ready to hop in on that governing board instead of kind of being out to lunch and then showing up in that time. Plus, it's important that we're involved as a county to be keeping up on what's going on. So I did get clarification from in the CICS bylaws that we can't really have an official alternate representative. That's something more of an internal thing we have, because internally on all of our different committees we always have alternates set up if whoever that is cannot attend. So us as selecting the alternative, we'll just want to make sure that it's noted in the minutes that it's not an official one, because the bylaws do not allow us to have an official alternative. And because it is a public meeting, CICS would allow anyone that we would like to show up to that meeting in place of anyone, which those meetings are provided by Zoom or travel to Nevada. So I think that's all the background. I would assume that since I was on the governing board before, that I would probably take this role.
I would assume so too.
But if you're wanting to arm wrestle me for it, you can.
No, I was just gonna make that recommendation,
Okay.
so this is perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
I will propose a motion that appoints Jarrett Heil as the primary representative on the CICS County Supervisor Regional Advisory Committee.
I'll second.
All right, we have the motion and the second, and do we want to select the internal alternate at this moment within the
was-
motion?
Put on the Excel spreadsheet
Yeah.
that we keep track of what
We-
you all.
We probably should, since it's in front of us right now.
Yeah.
And Steve, had you been,
I had not been, but I will if you choose, if you want
were
me
you
to
the
be.
alternate?
I didn't think I was, but, okay, maybe I will.
I don't care
I'll
who the
fill that
alternate-
slot.
All right.
I'll fill
Perfect. And that's for us, of course, internally, so we have the motion and the second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Heil,
Yes.
Bossing,
Yes.
Hibbs,
Yes,
All right, number 10, discussion and possible action on central shredding service with the shredder for $50 every 4 weeks for 1 year, and allow auditor recorder to sign.
So this is a kind of an initiative, a few department heads. The attorney's office currently has somebody that comes, I believe, every 6 weeks, so they're paying a fee already. With my election role, we've kind of combined a few times and shared that, but I've had other department heads reach out. I did speak with Rhonda. She uses this company, the Shredder, and has been very pleased with them. I will tell you, our current Shred-It, unfortunately, our contact is in India. And so we've just had a few administrative issues with them. So Cassandra in my department has kind of worked with him and said he's a very nice guy. We have a 1-year commitment, so the reason I didn't sign is, of course, because it crosses budget years. But we'll kind of share this between all the departments. When I spoke to Paul Geilenfeld this morning, he was somebody not really on my radar, but he goes, oh, I have some things I need to shred. So it'll just kind of be a shared service. We may need to increase it if we find that the locked tub that we'll leave in the mail room would be too full, and maybe we need to do it a little more frequently. Just for everybody's awareness too, I have talked to Mid-Iowa workshops here locally for them to do maybe one-time larger shreds, and they will give us a letter of when it was shredded, and it's usually within 6 hours of us delivering it, that it's already shredded. So we're kind of trying to working together, so maybe we can save some money, and kind of get that relationship with somebody that Rhonda's been very happy with.
That's good. And so it's for one 96-gallon tote per, how often is it, per month?
It's every 4 weeks.
Every
He's
four
gonna
weeks.
come. Every 4 weeks they'll come, and we'll kind of see how it, Paul goes, I have quite a bit of stuff, I'll just come over and bring a box periodically, and I know we do kind of have a few things backlogged, but we'll just see how it goes. We may take one trip over to Mid-Iowa workshops to kind of catch up type thing.
Do they have an option that if we would ever, in a particular 4-week period, have more than that 96 that they would take and have a charge for that?
Yes. Or we could maybe then go to like every 3 weeks was something he mentioned if we found that it, kind of was more than, because we just don't know. We've never combined everybody before, so it's kind of a learning curve on our part. And I always hope that, when we all moved back to the courthouse, maybe we did a lot of cleaning, and there's not a lot. But right now I've got 6 boxes sitting there, so it's amazing that it grows very quickly.
Sounds great to me.
I'd make a motion to approve the central shredding service with the shredder for $50 every 4 weeks and for 1 year, and allow the auditor recorder to sign.
I'll second that.
All right, we have the motion and the second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Heil,
Yes.
Solosek,
Yes.
Hibbs,
Yes.
All right, number 11, approve band shell contract for Russ Roseland for September 1st, 2023, pending insurance certificate. Did we ever receive an insurance certificate? Perfect. Awesome. So we have that on file. And looks like it's a benefit for an individual. Awesome. I'll entertain motions.
I assume all the details have been worked out, Lucas? I just wanted to make you get up.
Yeah. Lucas Badke, Buildings and Grounds. I spoke with Russ this morning and kind of went over what he was looking to see here, and we got to do a little bit of finagling with it, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So we should be good.
I'll make a motion that we approve the band shell contract for Russ Roseland for September 1st, 2023, now that we've received the insurance certificate.
A second.
All right, we have the motion and the second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Heil,
Yes.
Solosek,
Yes.
Hibbs,
Yes.
On to number 12, public forum, time set aside for the public to make comments on topics of county business other than those listed on the agenda. No action will be taken on any of these topics brought up in public forum today.
Sheriff Joel Phillips, Marshall County. Just an update on the speed reduction sign just north of State Center. It's in, I've got good feedback from citizens. However, with that awareness, it has brought the attention, with some rumors going around, there is a camera that the city of State Center installed, and that's typically for like a Crime Stoppers camera. That is not a speed camera, so it would not issue any citations. So just to make sure the board was clear on that, and if they had any calls, any concerns, that it's typically used for law enforcement. Any crimes that happen in State Center, they'd be able to access that to find routes of travel, time. So, and it's a grant that Chief John Thomas had applied for. So there'll be more of those going up within that community.
And that's the city of State Center's
That is
camera.
the city of State Center. That has
Okay.
nothing to do with Marshall County.
Okay.
So, I'd like, Nan Benson, Auditor Recorder, like to share that we do have absentee voting going on for the September 12th special election for the city of Marshalltown. And we are doing the voting here in the courthouse on 3rd floor on the northeast side. And voting began yesterday, and we had a very long, big line of people voting. Normally, the last special election, we had 2 the entire time. I think we were at 19, 20, 21 already in day one. We did receive the ballots. Unfortunately, on a special election, the way the legislation is written, we had to wait until Monday the 21st after 5 p.m. to order ballots. And so it just makes a really tight turnaround. We do have the option of printing some, and we did get the coding done, and so we were able to print ballots so we could begin yesterday.
Excellent. Anyone on Zoom? James? Perfect. Any other further public comment?
No, sir.
All right. Well, on to adjournment. The next regular session is Wednesday, September 13th, 2023 at 9 a.m. Courthouse, first floor, meeting room, 1 East Main Street. All business to be acted upon that session should be submitted to the County Auditor Recorder's Office or the Board of Supervisors Office by Wednesday, September 6th, 2023 at noon. There being no further business to come before the board, the meeting is adjourned at 9:29 a.m. Thank you very much. Enjoy the great day.